It is Labor Day. Up here a couple days ago, did some test sampling. This place has been on my list for a long time. Sort of didn't want to come in here. It looks sort of like a kind of a difficult entry, and plus we're very near the top of a high ridge here, and this is a good place for rattlesnakes. But it really wasn't so bad, and plus I found some really good samples, so I'm hopeful today. First, a shout out to my L100 class, entomology class, and my friends up in Canada at CEO.ca website. So we're going to go in here and see if we can get some of that Canadian gold today. Of course, this is placer gold, came down with the glaciers. Very, very nice valley here, and it's really not that difficult to get down in here, but I got about a quarter mile to go, so we're going to get right to a place where I got some good samples, and so I'm going to do larger sampling today. So it's a tiered sampling. First, just some grab samples. Today I'm going to call this a bulk sample, and we'll see what we get. Here's the spot. What caught my attention was we're actually down lower in the valley, and it's actually flat, and the stream's actually sort of braided down here. But it got to this one section here. We got all these large cobbles here. Something up in the woods. What was that? Okay. So actually, this is as big as it gets around here. There's a big old piece of something, not sure. Almost no water. It rained a little bit after we were here. This puddle right here wasn't here, but there's a little, almost like a tire rut down there that's about 6-10 inches deep. So that's all the water we have. It would take a good 2-3 inches in a day to really get this moving. But right here is where I took just a couple of scoops and got some good gold. So we're going to work right in this zone here. Alright, I'll see you when I get a bucket full. I'm sure there's some people watching that are new to how we go about looking for gold, and especially in the state forest in Indiana we have rules. You can't use a regular hand shovel. You're limited to hand tools. So we have our hand scoop, my trusty friend, the small dustpan, and we have to dig with that. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to be wringing about, that's a 1 gallon bucket. It'll take about 6 of those, and I'll run that through a classifier to get out the big rocks. It's a classifier. You see, it's like a grate. And I'm going to go for 1 full 5 gallon bucket. And I'm hoping that we're on the water table and that keeps filling up when I remove water. Otherwise, we're going to have to recycle water. But that's okay. You got to do with what you have. So I'll see you when I start to do the first pan. Getting ready to start the 4th bucket. Just show you what I'm dealing with here. This is material is just about 4 inches deep, and then it contacts this really dense clay, very hard stuff. There's a screwdriver. Very hard to get through the classifier, so this is where something I like to do, use the pan and just scrape that surface almost like slicing cheese. You don't want too big of chunks, or it's just very hard to get through the classifier. So start number 4 here, and so I'm just opening it up. I'm not looking for a gold line right now. I just want to open this up completely, and then I can do spot samples along the way to see if there's a streak of gold, if any. We'll see what's in the bucket. Well, not getting, this is not what I'm getting. This is a nice size, what we call pepper. Boy, the other day I took 2 scoops and counted over 20 colors. Just not getting that, so it's a little disappointing. I'm very slow panning, even after classifying. It's just mud. I'm panning in mud, and I'm worrying about losing some. So we'll keep going through this bucket, then maybe go to another little spot and do some sampling. Well, check this out. Just that I'm almost 2/3 of the way through the bucket, getting a little, and then this is all it takes to make the whole trip worth it. Check this out. There is a picker. It is very thick. And there's another one. There's 20 colors there at least. And so that's telling me, because that just came from the same layer in the bucket. Oh, I need some clean water on there. Here we go. Listen. Hear that? Picker. So I will need to sample. There could be a line in that area I'm digging. So finish up this bucket. I don't know what else I'm going to do today. It is like, I need to come back here when there's just a lot more water, build a dam and really move some stuff. That's thick too, that other one. Alright, that's all I need. Nice. Well, it's been a nice day, but boy, I'll tell you, it took me almost 2 hours to go through that one, to dig and go through that one bucket. It's just pure mud, and you got to really clean it out. It's easy to lose gold, and I'm afraid I am. So right along here somewhere, that little spot where I've cleaned out is pretty sure is a good gold line, but that'll have to wait for another day. There will be water here the next time I come and move a lot of material. I'll show you the cleanup later. So here's the final cleanup. Not bad for 5 gallons. What's missing is there should be probably 100 or more very, very, very tiny pieces. So I probably did lose some in the clay, but at any rate, pretty good for 5 gallons. Definitely be back there.